Now that we've created our 2 trainees on our plan, our 1 new hire, our current employee, both have been completely trained. Our training period began 7/2/2021 and 7/5/2021. Our 6-month retention date was 1/2/2022 and 1/5/2022. We're now in a position to create our invoice for these 2 trainees. We will then come over now to invoices. Please remember that do not click create invoice until on or after the 6-month retention date. As you can see, our 6-month retention date has already passed. So we're in a position now to create our invoice. We will now come in, select create. Once the create form populates, we'll select submit. That should create our invoice. We'll then come into our training plan, go to invoice. Now our invoice is in the draft status, our training plan name, on what training plan this invoice is being invoiced for, and the invoice ID. We will then select edit. As you can see, our 2 trainees have populated onto our invoice. The total amount for the invoice has populated as well as the grant applicant who is invoicing for this training plan. In order to submit our invoice, we would come down to employer submit, yes. As you can see, I cannot sign this invoice until I submit that I, the employer, am ready to submit this invoice to be processed, signed, and paid. So now to continue, we'll select yes. That frees this space. I sign this invoice. Once I've signed it, I simply scroll down, make sure that my trainee information is correct. Don Green, web developer, completed status. Jack Jackson, administrative service managers, completed status. So both of my trainees are on my invoice and I can invoice for this plan. I will simply come down and save. Once I've saved my invoice, it will then be submitted into the system and a business rep will then contact you on following steps.